Good morning, everybody. This is Chelsea from Chels Teaches Yoga, and today I am bringing you a great little routine that you can do just after you wake up in the morning to get some energy, to get all the little creaks out of your body after sleeping. So it's just going to be a really nice, gentle, short, maybe about 30-minute video, and real gentle and just real easy waking up. So grab your coffee, grab your mat, get comfy, whatever you need to do, and we will get started seated. So finding a comfortable seat here to begin, whatever that really looks like for you early in the morning, closing your eyes, and just taking a moment here to allow yourself to become present in your space, present on your mat, present in your body, and present in your breath. Using this time just to check in. Notice what's going on with you right now. Where are you right now? Again, it's probably early if you are doing this right after waking up. So just checking in, noticing what aches and pains you might have, anything you need to pay special attention to, and then just allow yourself to bring your focus deeply to your breath. Soften through the muscles of your face, continuing to breathe deeply as you bring one hand just over your heart and one hand to rest just over your belly button. Breathe for a moment here as you feel the rise and fall of your hands. Feeling that air, that oxygen moving all throughout your body, starting to get the blood moving, waking up the body, the mind. And as you settle in, find an intention for your practice. Maybe not even just an intention for your practice, but an intention for your day. Starting your day with an intention can really help you throughout the course of your day, especially if you're somebody that's busy, that has a lot of things to do, you have a family, you have a job, full day. So just taking a moment to find that good focused intention. Perhaps it's just to stay positive throughout your busy day. Perhaps it's to spend a little more time on you. Perhaps it's spending time with somebody else. Take a moment to just ponder on that intention. And take another big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale, release your hands. Gently open up the eyes. All right, getting started. So, sitting up nice and tall on your mat, roll your shoulders back just a couple of times. And then start to bring yourself forward to a tabletop. Bring your wrists to stack underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, drawing the belly in, thinking about lengthening through the crown of your head, creating length throughout your entire spine. On an inhale, drop the belly down, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone, feel the expansion through the front of your body. Exhaling to press through the palms, start to round the back of the shoulders, bringing your chin to your chest, expansion of the back body. And then just using your breath to slowly move from cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift your gaze. Exhale, press and round. And just moving with your breath here. Let's take two more. Last one. Then slowly release. Sit back onto your shins for a moment. Sit up tall, roll your shoulders back. Reach your hands down by the sides of your hips and take a big breath in, arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, let your right fingertips just sprinkle down to the outside of your right hip and reach the left arm up and over. Nice big side stretch through the left side of your body. Turning the palm towards the floor. You can gaze up or down, whatever's most comfortable for you. Holding for one more breath. Inhale back up through center. Exhale over to the other side, left hand down to the floor. Right arm reaches up and over. Again, turning your palm towards the floor, lengthening through the side of your body as you breathe. One more breath on this side. Inhale, come all the way back up through center, and then exhale to release your hands behind your back. So depending on what your shoulders are feeling like this morning, you have the option to possibly just bind by grabbing opposite forearms or opposite elbows behind your back. If you have a little more space, you could interlace your fingers and straighten out the arms, bringing the palms together, whichever version works for you. Just feeling some opening in the chest. Allow the crown of your head to reach tall, keeping a long spine. I like to gaze just towards the tip of my nose to keep my neck neutral. Then go ahead, release, shake it out. All right, slowly make your way forward back to that tabletop position. And then lifting the knees up off the mat, finding a high plank pose. I know it's early, but you got to get a little ab activation in there. Your core is so important. Pressing the ground away from you, draw the belly button back to the spine, and knit your low ribs in towards each other. One more full breath in. And out. Taking another inhale here. Use your exhale to slowly reach your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now once you reach your down dog, maybe just walking it out a little bit, bending one knee at a time. Waking up the back body, back of the legs. And then looking forward as you inhale, just start to walk your feet all the way to the front to meet your hands. That's early, so maybe keeping just a little bit of a bend in your knees as you come into your halfway lift. Flat back, crown of your head reaches forward, making sure your hands are resting on something and not just dangling. Let's take one more inhale, exhale, release. Heel toe your feet about hips distance apart. Bending your knees, grab onto opposite elbows and just allow the torso to sway gently side to side. Keep your head and neck relaxed. If you're having trouble finding that release in the neck, thinking about gazing between your legs can kind of help to find that release. And coming back to center. Halfway lift, flat back as you breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale again, flat back, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, fold, starting to wake up the hamstrings. One more, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. On an inhale, start to rise slowly up one vertebrae at a time, coming to standing, arms extend up overhead. And then exhale, swan dive all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. So we're just adding on a little bit here. Inhale starts to lift you all the way back up to standing, roll up, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, roll up to stand. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Moving in now to full sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the palms, step back to high plank. Now it's early, so I'm going to take modified chaturanga. So in a modified chaturanga, on your inhale, press forward on your toes. Lower the knees to the ground, keeping belly engaged. Untucking the toes. And then as you exhale, lower down, elbows hugging in by your sides, modified chaturanga. Reach the hips back down to the floor as you inhale, lift the heart, keeping elbows hugged in by your sides, length through the crown of your head, cobra pose. Exhale, send the hips all the way back, child's pose. Inhale, lift back up to a tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to take just a few more of those sun salutations with a modified chaturanga. If you'd like to do full chaturanga, you're more than welcome. Looking forward, step to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back, press forward, drop your knees, lower elbows, graze the sides of your ribs. Inhale, hips to the floor, lift the heart, cobra. Exhale, hips back, child's pose. Inhale, lift to tabletop. Tuck your toes, send your hips back. Exhale, down dog. Last sun salutation. Look forward, walk your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, swan dive down, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your palms. Stepping back, press forward, knees down, lower, modified chaturanga. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the heart, cobra. Exhale, knees wide, child's pose. Inhale, lift, tabletop. Exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here in your down dog. Walking it out for a moment. And then inhale and center, right leg reaches up behind you. On your exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip open. Inhale, lengthen your right leg back out. Exhale, just let it come back down to down dog. Other side now, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend your knee, stack your hip open. Inhale, reach the left leg long. Exhale to down dog. Looking forward, walk your feet all the way to meet your hands, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, arms overhead. Exhale, we're taking another side stretch, right arm down by your side, left arm up and over. Engage the core as you rise up through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back, high plank. And then just send the hips all the way up and back, down dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up. As you exhale, look forward and bring your right foot between your hands at the front of your mat. If it doesn't get there the first time, so say you land back here, you can take your hand and just kind of pop the ankle forward until you're all the way up. Gently drop the left knee down to your mat, untucking your left toes, low crescent lunge. Breathing here with the support, fingertips on the mat, just letting your hips sink forward. Again, it's early, so everything's probably a little bit tight. If you want, sometimes I even like to find a little shift, just a tiny little pulse to get the blood kind of moving through the joint. Inhale, hold. As you exhale, start to shift your weight back, straightening out your right leg and flexing your right toes. So aiming to target the back of the leg now. Walk your hands back a little bit and find your halfway lift, just like when right before you're about to standing forward fold. Lengthen through the crown of your head, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release the chest towards your knee. Don't worry if your head doesn't come all the way down, if your hamstrings are tight. Again, it's early. Don't try to pull yourself. Just relax into your edge where your body is right now and just breathe. Looking forward, inhale to slowly bring the weight back into your front foot. And this one's a little tricky, but I think you can do it. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and we're gonna actually step the left foot forward for a pyramid pose. So this might take you a couple steps. So just popping your left foot up, 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 until your front foot and your back foot are about, let's say, what is that? 1.5 to 2 feet apart. And allow your left heel to come down at a 45-degree angle. On an inhale, straighten out your front leg and halfway lift. Draw the belly in, hands to the shins. Take a moment here to turn your hips forward. So try not to let your left hip sink back. Draw it forward. Inhale, and then exhale. Just slowly again fold towards your right leg. You might stay here on the shin if you have tight hamstrings or a tight lower back. Maybe you can come down towards the ankle. Maybe hands come to the floor. But know that one version is not more correct than the other. It's just what feels best in your body today. Whichever version you're in, you want the front leg straight and you want to relax the head. Breathe. Inhale, halfway lift over your front leg. As you exhale, bend back into your right knee. Plant your palms and step the left foot forward to meet the right. Fold. Just bend one knee at a time here. Walking it out a bit. And then coming back to center, slowly rise up on the inhale, standing up tall. Exhale, dive back forward and fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, belly up and in. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Yes. Inhale, left foot rises. Exhale, looking forward, step the left foot between your hands at the front of your mat. Drop your right knee to the floor. And again, just a supported low lunge here in the morning. Let the hips sink forward. Make sure that your heel isn't way back here and your knee in front, because let's just put a little bit of strain on the knee when you lift your heel up. So try to keep a 90-degree angle on that front leg. So the focus here is more on the front of your hip flexor. If you want to add that little bit of movement, that little lubrication of the joint. And then take one more inhale. Exhale, shift your weight back, straighten the left leg, flex the left toes. Inhale to walk your hands back so you can halfway lift over your leg. Exhale, fold towards your left leg. Deep breaths in and out. Again, never forcing a stretch deeper than your body wants to go. Just find a little love and respect for where your body is right now, where your yoga journey is right now. Inhale, press your weight back forward. Tucking your right toes, lift your right knee, and start to bring that right foot forward, about 2 feet from your front foot, planting your back heel down 45 degrees. Also, it's important to mention here, I'll turn to face you for a moment. In this pyramid pose, you don't want your feet to be in line with each other, okay? You want them more like they're in two different lanes. So when you bring that back foot forward, from the front, you can see both of my feet. So before you fold down, we have a little more squaring in the hips and front facing with the toes. So once you find that spot, straightening out your front leg, coming up to the halfway lift, turning your hips forward. So what often happens is we draw our outside hip back, but try and bring it back forward. And then exhale, slowly release the chest towards your left leg. Again, don't try and force yourself deep. If you stay up here on the shin, that's totally fine. You want to keep the front leg straight, and you want to relax the head and neck. All right, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, find a bend in your left leg, hands to the floor, step your right foot forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. And this time, as you exhale, you're going to step your right foot all the way to the back of the mat, and then walk yourself to the right side of your mat to pivot your toes both to face the right side of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. So now we're just in a wide stance on our mat. Exhale, fold. Slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time. Arms extend up overhead. And then as you exhale, turn your heels in 45 degrees. Sink down, goddess pose. Arms open up, cactus arms. Making sure to draw the belly up and in, low ribs knitting in towards each other. Weight into the heels, opening up through the inner thighs and hips. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms reach. Exhale, sink it down and fold, or sink it down. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms reach. Exhale, sink. We're going to do 3 more. Last one. And then staying here down in your goddess pose, taking a big breath in, looking over back towards the left foot. Exhale, frame your left foot, lift your back heel, turning your left toes back to the front. Step back, down dog. Slowly lower the knees down to the mat, coming into tabletop pose. So in your tabletop, you may need, if you come from your down dog, maybe walking the wrists back in underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingertips wide, knees underneath your hips, belly draws up and in. And a nice shoulder, we're gonna do a nice shoulder opener here. So extended puppy pose, or heart opening pose as it's sometimes called. This is a pretty tricky pose, and it can be pretty intense on your shoulders and your lower back. So really listen to your body here, especially because it is a morning routine and your body is not as open and warmed up in the morning. So just listen to what your body's telling you and make sure that when you reach that edge and your body is saying stop, don't go further, okay? So hips are gonna stay up in the air, and then you're just gonna start to walk your hands step by step forward out in front of you. Again, hips stay where they are. As your hands move forward, the chest is gonna start to move down. So the first version of this would be to maybe just bring your forehead to the floor. This is great. You can totally stay here. This is a huge shoulder opener, huge heart opener. If you're feeling like you have a little more space and you would like to go deeper, you can bring the chest down and the chin to the floor. Two more breaths. And slowly start to walk your hands back in. Again, taking your time. And once you come back in, just crossing at the ankles, roll back, coming to a seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, arms come out like a T on your exhale. Cross your right arm over your left, and then just bend at the elbows and hug opposite shoulders. Inhale to release, arms overhead, and then exhale to switch it out, left on top of right, crossing at the elbows, bending and grabbing opposite shoulders to give yourself a hug. Slowly release, roll them back. Go ahead and take your feet just out in front of you, scooching back so you're more towards the center of your mat. Now slowly lower down to the back. Walk your feet in, close to your hips, making sure feet are in line with the hip bones, knees in line with the hips, and pressing into the inner edges of your feet as your arms rest by your sides. Take an inhale, make sure there's no space in your lower back between you and the mat. So press the belly button, pull the belly button back towards the spine, press the back into the floor, and then lift the hips up, bridge pose. Inhale here, and as you exhale, roll one vertebrae at a time down. Inhale, press up, lift the hips. Exhale, roll one vertebrae at a time. Last time, inhale, press up, bridge. Exhale, roll one vertebrae at a time down. Straightening out your left leg, just hug the right knee in towards your chest. Giving it a little bit of a squeeze, little one leg stretch. Inhale. And as you exhale, left hand draws your right knee across the body. Open the right arm out to the side, spinal twist. Gaze towards your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Hug the left knee in. Settling here, shoulders to the mat. Using your right hand on your next exhale, draw the left knee across the body. Open the left arm to the side. Final spinal twist. Inhale, unravel back to center, straighten out both legs. Take a big breath in, reach through the fingertips, through the toe tips, and just circle out the hands, circle out the wrists. Ooh, I even got a good yawn in there. And then change the direction of your circles. Reach one more, inhale a little bit longer, exhale, release, hands down by your sides. Take 5 full breaths in and out here. Release. With each breath, imagine you're bringing in new, clean energy into the body. And as you exhale, letting go of anything that you need to let go of, something that you don't want to move forward in your day with. Let go of it. Coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of class. And once more, taking your hand over your heart, other hand over your belly. Breathe into the palms of your hands as you seal that intention for your day. And releasing, hands down by your sides. Start to bend your knees again. Bring the feet back to the mat. Let the feet come a little bit wider than your hips now, and just knees, windshield wiper, side to side, nice and easy. And then gently roll over onto your right side. Taking a moment to just use your bicep like it's a pillow. Eyes gently closed for a moment as you breathe. And then slowly, as you're ready, press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position, letting your eyes stay closed. Sitting up tall as you bring hands to heart center and allow the thumbs to just press into that space just above your heart. Sealing your practice with Anjali Mudra, the sign of love, acceptance, and gratitude towards your body, towards your practice, whatever that looked like today. Gently bow your head. Namaste.